Dragon Medical Practice Edition, the Dragon Sidebar. In Dragon Medical Practice Edition, there is a new Sample Commands window. Show Sample Commands. The Dragon Sidebar is a new and improved Sample Commands window for Dragon Medical Practice Edition. The sidebar can be opened by using commands such as What Can I Say?, Show Sample Commands, Open Dragon Sidebar, or Show Dragon Sidebar. The sidebar can also be opened from the Dragon bar. Select Help and Dragon Sidebar. The sidebar is very helpful in showing some of the common commands that can be used in an application. Across the top of the sidebar are 4 tabs: Home, Global, Mouse, and My Commands. The Home tab shows commands that can be used in the application that currently has the focus. For example, if the focus is in a Word document, you will see a list of Word and WordPerfect commands. Click on the Dragon bar, and the commands change to Dragon bar commands. Click on the desktop, and you will see desktop commands. In the sidebar, the commands are divided into groups with a header that is a link to the help topics. For example, click on the header Opening, Saving, and Printing. And the Dragon Medical Practice Edition help window will open, showing the information that is specific to that header. The Global tab shows a list of several global commands. These are commands that can be used in any application. The Mouse tab shows a list of several mouse commands. The My Commands tab shows a list of custom commands that are in your user profile. This is a helpful shortcut to access a list of your custom commands, especially if you cannot remember the name of a command you would like to use. When the sidebar opens, by default it is docked to the right side of the display, and it will shift the contents of the screen to the left. However, you have some control over the operation of the Dragon sidebar. Right-click in the sidebar and you will see a menu display with several options. Dock Right. This is the default setting. The sidebar is anchored to the right side of the display, and it will shift all of the contents on the display to the left. With this option selected, you can close the sidebar, but there is no option to minimize the window. Also, you can adjust the width of the sidebar, but not the height. Dock Left. This is the same as the Dock Right option, however the sidebar is anchored to the left side of the display and shifts the contents to the right. I'll return to the default setting. Dock Right. The floating option places the sidebar in a floating mode. With the floating option selected, the display is no longer shifted to one side and you can move the sidebar around. Also in floating mode, you have the option to minimize the window, and you can adjust the width and height of the sidebar. When the floating option is selected, the auto hide and monitor options are not available. I'll return to the default setting. Dock Right. Monitor. If you have multiple display monitors, you can dock the sidebar to a particular monitor. This option is only available when the sidebar is docked to the right or left of the display. Auto Hide. When this option is selected, the contents of the display are no longer shifted to the side. And when you click on an application, the sidebar will fade into the side of the display. To view the sidebar again, hover the mouse at the side of the monitor. And I'll return to the default setting. Always on top. This option will keep the sidebar on top of any other window on the display. Remove the check mark and the sidebar will still be available, but any other window on your display can be placed over it. Show Tips. This will turn on or off the Dragon Tips window at the bottom of the sidebar. Show Mouse Commands. Disabling this option will remove the mouse tab at the top of the sidebar. Show Sidebar when Profile opens. When this option is selected, the sidebar will always open when the user profile is opened. Print. You can print the list of commands that are currently displayed in the sidebar. Refresh. Click Refresh and this will reset the sidebar to the Home tab. In the upper right corner of the Dragon sidebar is the Tools menu. The icons are shortcuts to some commonly used Dragon tools and options. Starting at the left, this icon will open the command browser. The next icon will open the vocabulary editor. And the third icon will open the Dragon options. The question mark will open the sidebar Help. And the X will, of course, close the sidebar. The Dragon sidebar is very useful for assisting with commands, tips, information, and shortcuts to commonly used tools and options. In Dragon Medical Practice Edition, by default, the sidebar does not automatically display when the user profile is opened. However, on the Dragon bar, select Tools, Options, and the Miscellaneous tab. And in the section When the User Profile Opens, enable the option Show the Dragon Sidebar. Now, when you open your user profile, the sidebar will automatically open with all of the features available to help you.